For 76 years and counting, Wonder Woman has kicked ass, taken names, and been a seminal part of the fabric of our pop culture. Now, not only is she one of the big three heroes at DC Comics, but she's perhaps the single most recognizable female superhero on the planet. Now, at long last, in this era of comic book movies dominating the box office, Wonder Woman is finally getting her own solo film, and it's everything I didn't realize I needed. It's hopeful, it's optimistic, and it made my comic book loving heart grow at least 3 sizes. I'll have to talk to my cardiologist to get the final stats on that. I might be dying. But many people actually don't know who Wonder Woman is beyond knowing her name and sort of half remembering seeing her in a giant pinball machine on that one episode of Super Friends. You know the one. Well, today on the Dan Cave, I'm here to help by telling you everything you need to know about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, also known as Princess Diana of Themyscira, or
Diana Prince,
is the creation of psychologist Dr. William Moulton Marston, a man who has quite the resume to say the least. He's widely credited with inventing the lie detector test, hence the golden lasso of truth. He wrote screenplays, he wrote a novel, magazine articles, and even served as consulting psychologist for Universal Pictures as well. He lived in a polyamorous relationship with 2 women, his wife Elizabeth Holloway Marston and his partner Olive Byrne, who is allegedly the visual inspiration for Wonder Woman, thanks in part to the pair of bracelets that she frequently wore. In 1940, the opportunity arose for Marston to create a new character for what would eventually become DC Comics. He saw a huge gap in the roster. There were no female superheroes, and at the time, comics weren't exactly considered high art, so they thought this might be a smart move to make it more palatable to the general public. With Wonder Woman, Marston wanted to subvert the tired damsel in distress trope that dominated much of modern storytelling. He preferred to create what he termed in an article for the American Scholar, a feminine character with all the strength of Superman plus all the allure of a good and beautiful woman. And for more on Wonder Woman's crazy backstory and how Marston approached creating her, I highly recommend you pick up a copy of Jill Lepore's phenomenal book, The Secret History of Wonder Woman. Readers across the country first met Princess Diana of Themyscira in December 1941 in All-Star Comics number 8, as illustrated by Harry G. Peter. In the comic, U.S. Army intelligence pilot Steve Trevor was chasing a Nazi spy across the Atlantic when his plane ran out of fuel. Whoops, caused him to crash on the mysterious world of Paradise Island, a hidden land populated entirely by Amazons. And who are they? They're not delivering packages to you. They're a tribe of incredibly powerful, hyper-intelligent warrior women as depicted by Greek mythology. 2 Amazon warriors, Diana, our hero, and Mala, who's her friend, discovered Trevor and nursed him back to health. And while tending to his wound, Diana found herself growing curious about life beyond the island and began falling in love with old Steve. But man was forbidden to set foot on Paradise Island, much less convalesce there like it's some sort of med bay at Sandals, Jamaica. So Diana's mother, Queen Hippolyta, declared that Steve Trevor would be summarily banished back to the US after he was well enough to travel. Now, in Marston's initial imagining of the Amazons, Hippolyta told her daughter they were once a great nation in ancient Greece, but they were attacked by Hercules, who they managed to summarily defeat thanks to Hippolyta's magic girdle. But when Hercules stole the girdle, he and the other men enslaved the Amazons and put them in chains until Hippolyta managed to free her people with Aphrodite's help. Stealing the enemy fleet, the Amazons set sail for a faraway land where they could start a new life far, far away from crappy dudes like Hercules and those Jercules. As a reminder of their suffering, they pledged to always wear the bracelets to remind them of their bondage and to never succumb to men again. Basically, it's a case study in how to smash the patriarchy. You Hercules. And while old Stevie Trebs was turning into a good, healthy boy, Hippolyta was visited by the Greek goddesses Aphrodite and Athena, who made her realize it was time to send an envoy to the world of man. They could no longer live this sequestered life on Paradise Island. And to determine who they would send to the world of man, Hippolyta did what any one of us would do. She made her warriors beat the ever-loving crap out of each other in a tournament to test their martial prowess. Although forbidden by her mother to enter the tournament, Diana donned a mask and secretly entered anyway because she's wearing a mask. Who could possibly be under there? We've accounted for literally everybody else. Oh well, don't worry about it. Anyway, Diana managed to ultimately win the competition by deflecting a whole bunch of bullets using her iconic bracelets, which looks sweet as hell in the movie version. Upon revealing her true identity to the crowd, everyone was shocked, and her mom realized she'd been well and truly dunked on. So they gave Diana a sweet patriotic costume, gave her the name Wonder Woman, and sent her to go study abroad in the US of A to kick butt and fight evil wherever it may lurk. And that's exactly what she did. She became a defender of the free world and a pivotal member of the Justice League. What have you done today, Jeremy? This was the basic template for Wonder Woman's origin story, which has undergone several changes and evolutions over the years because comics. Most versions of this origin include the detail that Hippolyta made Diana out of clay and a Greek god bestowed life upon her, thus making her the only Amazon who was not conceived by a man. More modern depictions have seen her be an actual demigoddess, the daughter of Zeus and Hippolyta, who was raised far from the prying eyes of the world of man. Now, her powers have remained sufficiently badass over the years. That was never really up for debate. She has superhuman strength rivaled only by the likes of Superman. She possesses superhuman speed. She's largely invulnerable to environmental threats. She has a healing factor. She's hyper intelligent, and she can even fly at supersonic speeds. Well, she couldn't always fly. It wasn't until 1986's Crisis on Infinite Earth rewrote her origin story that she gained that power. Back then, she had to use her iconic and oft-ridiculed invisible plane, which was capable of reaching speeds of 2,000 miles per hour, and it was even imbued with intelligence and the ability to talk at one point, thanks to some pesky gremlins. But more than her oddly named private plane, Wonder Woman's most iconic accessories were her razor-sharp royal tiara, her bracelets of victory, which could deflect projectiles, and her golden lasso of truth, which was pretty self-explanatory. You throw it around someone, they have to tell the truth. Duh.
But it's really hot.
She's also a master of sending a firm goddamn message, a skill she demonstrated best when she snapped Maxwell Lord's neck on live TV. You know, that old chestnut, that old. We now interrupt this broadcast of Shark Tank to bring you a very special and oh my god! What? She just snapped his dang neck! Oh my god, why, chestnut? And that, my friends, is everything you need to know about Wonder Woman in a nutshell. But tell me, what are your favorite Wonder Woman stories? Who do you want to see her fight in the sequels? Let me know in the comments below and give me an Amazonian thumbs up while you're there. And while I have you, why not take some time to learn about science, technology, and the swarms of venomous bets Elon Musk is training to do his evil bidding with? Watch Muskwatch, my brand new show with Because Science host Kyle Hill every Tuesday on Nerdist or 2 days earlier on Alpha. It's gonna get real weird real quick. And be sure to like and subscribe or else you might miss next week's show where I talk about the story of a bounty hunter who winds up in a race against time against Lee Van Cleef and a bunch of wild dancing female bartenders to find treasure in a cemetery and possibly themselves in the good, the bad, and the coyote ugly. Until next time, keep on digging. Let's open up the old mailbag, shall we? At Lost the Numbers asks, marry, fornicate, kill, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the DC Extended Universe, or Star Wars? Well, this is a real pickle you've put me in, Lee. I guess I'd marry Star Wars because we'll get along with my whole family. I'd fornicate with the MCU because, duh, have you seen Thanos? And I'd kill the DCEU so we can bring it back just in time for Sweeps Week in a very dramatic reveal. But tell me, who would you marry, fornicate, kill? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you guys next time.